Hello, everybody, and welcome to IC Markets Market Commentary. My name is Tamar Mehr from Trade with Precision. So, tension in the Middle East saw the price of crude oil rising, and I want to start here with the monthly chart. So, what we can see on the monthly is that we have a very strong and long-term downtrend. However, the last push to a low couldn't push lower, couldn't print a lower low, and we bounced higher. However, we're still sitting in the sell zone, that area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages on the monthly chart. If we'll take a look here on the weekly, we can see that we're coming up into a level. This is in and around the 66.5. It's a very strong level, and as we can see, we had plenty of touches at that level in the past. We also rose from a lower low all the way up into that level. We have a touch here and another touch here. So what I'm looking for is a bit more compressions of price underneath this level. I'm looking for another higher low and an equal high, and I'll be looking for a break and a continuation of this move, keeping in mind that this area around the 70 could offer some resistance. Next, I'd like to take a look at the chart of gold. Now, gold, after that strong sell-off, had a bit of a recovery. But if we'll take a look here on the lower time frame, if we'll take a look at the 4 hours, we can see that we haven't really changed direction yet. We made a high and a higher low, but haven't really broken that area to make a higher high. We can also see that this level was support before, resistance, and also resistance on the way down. So on gold, for a continuation of the overall higher time frame move, I'd like to see similarly another consolidation underneath this level and a break above it, because we could see some more sellers coming in and around that 5100. If, however, the market will break from this area all the way to a higher high, I'll be looking for a pullback to test this level from above and a continuation of this move. Let's take a look at a couple of US dollar crosses. Let's start with the pound versus the US. As we can see, we pushed here on the daily chart to a higher high, pull back a little bit below the buy zone into the 135 level. If we'll take a look here on the weekly chart, we can see the importance of that level, and we can also see that it pulled back close to the buy zone on the weekly chart. So here, what I'm looking for is on the lower time frame. I want to see again a change of direction, because once again on this time frame, this is still a downtrend, and that little bounce that we're seeing from that 1.35 could just be a pullback, and the market may continue toward the 135 again. So I want to see a change of direction. I want to see a higher low and a higher high before looking for a continuation of the higher time frame move. The level that I'm keeping an eye on for potential resistance is in and around the 137.30 area. Just a quick look at the monthly to look at the overall trend, and we can see we're in an uptrend, pull back and push to a new higher high. Let's take a look at the chart of euro dollar. Now, euro dollar here, if we'll take a look at the monthly, we can see again we are in an uptrend, but we did had a strong rejections of the high. If we'll take a look here on the weekly chart, we can see that the weekly pull back into a strong level, but hasn't yet touched that buy zone. But we have tested that level similar to pound US from above. If we'll take a look here at the daily, we can see we pull back into the averages, into the buy zone. But for a potential continuation of the move, and this is a similar story, I want to see either a break above that level and then a pullback to test it from above, bullish candle in the buy zone, and a continuation of this move, or compressions of price underneath this level. And the reason for that is that we're still trading underneath that strong level. We can see the touches that we had here in the past on the way up, and on the way down. Lastly, let's take a look at the chart of Bitcoin. And this is the monthly chart. And as we can see, we had a strong uptrend that got broken by printing a new lower low. But we can also see that we came down into a level of consolidation. It's an area that the market has popped out of and made a higher high. So we could see some more buyers on this level. If we'll take a look here on the weekly chart, we can see the pop, but we can also see that we are much further away from the moving averages, from the sell zone, that area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages. So on the weekly chart, the level that I'm looking at is in and around the 80,000 round number. We can see we had touches around that area, and even when the market will pull back into that area, it will also be closer to its sell zone. But if we'll take a look here on the daily chart and we can see the pop that we had, there's another level that we could look at, and that is the level of 75,000. And on the daily chart, if the market will pull back into the 75,000, it will also be in the sell zone of the daily chart. So I am looking for potential opportunities between those levels. I'm looking to see signs that the pullback is over and the sellers are taking control of the market again, and I'll be looking for a continuation of this move. Happy trading, everyone. Bye for now.